I'm going to compare all my S8 hosts with different emitters and then to show you what they all look like side by side. And we'll start with the SFT40. And this one is by far the brightest of the lot. So much spill and overall output, you can't beat that. Okay, on the right there I've got the PM1 emitter, CSL PM1 TG, okay, which has a very strong hotspot, okay, throws further than the SFT40, as you can see. Just trying to get that tree up in the center to show you, okay, a little bit more, okay, SFT40, the PM1, but really there's not a huge difference. I mean, it comes down to whether you want to just add on another 40-something% output with that SFT40 or a little bit extra throw with the PM1. And I used to say the PM1 in the white edition, but really I think I'd go with the SFT40 because the differences in throw are just so, I mean, it's noticeable, but it's really minuscule if you think about it. Another 50 meters maybe. Okay, PM1, SFT40, PM1. Okay, let's bring out a couple of others and we'll see how they kind of fare as well. And coming up next, let's have a look at the NM1 TG, CSL NM1 TG. Okay, this one has the most throw. Okay, out of three we've tested so far, significant. Okay, and that's very similar to the beam produced by the S6 as well. Okay, might compare that one also with the PM1. So this is the CSL PM1, CSL NM1 to the right. Okay, PM1, NM1, PM1, NM1. And look, I mean, the NM1 does throw further. It does throw further, but you're also looking at significantly less spill. Okay, I tend to go for the PM1. If I'm choosing one or the other, I'd go for the PM1 as a more versatile beam. But I mean, if you're looking for just this pencil thin LEP-like beam, the NM1 is outstanding. Okay, in the white anyway. Now, here's something interesting. I've also got one with this round die emitter, 5050 emitter in there, and we're going to compare that with the SFT40 and the PM1. So this here is that round die emitter, okay, and we've got the SFT40 in the center, and we've got the PM1 to the right. So if we just compare, let's have a look, just compare that round die emitter there with the SFT40. Geez, it's really hard to tell, but I think that round die emitter, that 5050 SQ3, it is out throwing the SFT40 by a little. It's hard to see here in camera, but I can see, just judging with my eyes, it is a little bit, it throws a little bit further, but honestly, not a huge difference. I think once both of these lights start stepping down, you're definitely going to see a lot more difference. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to step down, and you can already see that round die emitter is throwing a bit further out already. Okay, that SFT40, okay, 5050 SFT40, 5050. Okay, so even if we compare the hotspots, you can see that hotspot of the W5050SQ3 to the left is brighter than that SFT40. Okay, because you've just got more lumens that are concentrated in the center of the beam as a nature of just the shape of the die, circle, and just smaller as well, as smaller than the SFT40. Okay, so you can see in terms of spill right now, they're both producing very similar amounts of spill, but in the beginning the SFT40 was producing more light. Okay, they're both pretty hot now. And there we have on the right here, just in front, we've got the CSL PM1. CSL PM1 TG. Just want to let the other one cool down a little bit, that 5050 emitter. Just cool down a little bit and then we'll turn it on now. Okay, that 5050 emitter and the PM1. They are almost identical. I really am struggling to tell any difference there. Only thing is that, let me have a look. Yeah, I would say the 5050 is producing a little bit more light at the moment, tiny bit more light if we compare the spill here on the ground. Okay, both incredibly hot to hold at the moment. But as you can see, like, even if we look up into the distance, even if we compare them side by side there, up in that little clearing, that 5050 here on the left, hotspot is a little brighter. Very, very hard to tell, but it is slightly brighter. Okay. Now, time to pull out the big guns. Now, this thing is incredible. Now, so far, I would say the 5050 yielding 50. All right, so now to pull out the secret one, the one that I really like. It's the S8, but it comes with the CSL PM1 F1 green. Look at that. Okay, and as you remember, the 5050SQ, okay, pretty much through the furthest with similar sort of spill, okay, and brightness as the PM1. So let's have a look. Let's compare that 5050. Okay, look, there's just no competition. That PM1 F1 is so bright. Visibility wise, look at that, you can see all the way into those trees, detail those trees, whereas with this 5050SQ you can see the front of the trees, but at the back it's a little bit more tricky to see what's going on. Okay, and of course you're gonna have to deal with this green beam. This is going to irritate some people, but there's no doubt that visibility wise it is just outperforming all the others by a mile. I think what will be interesting is we compare it with the NM1. Okay, so I've got the NM1 here, and we're going to compare it. Let's see how this goes. NM1, and you know, the green emitter hasn't had too much of a rest. So let's see how it goes. Look at that. Again, there's no competition. Okay. Greater candela and spill, even as you turn on the NM1 straight away. Now what will be interesting, I think, would be a green NM1. That green NM1, I think that would throw. That would really be interesting, really impressive if I could get one of those. But look at that. So if you can hack the green beam, which is I don't mind it. If it's just a visibility and use at night, it's not a big deal for me. The candela of this thing is so impressive, I'm willing to forego the fact that it's this green tint. Okay. And I hear green is a little bit easier as well on animals. You can scare them off.